In this video, we're going to take a deep dive look at the Backlight Bounce Slap House Pack here in GarageBand. And in just 30 minutes, I'm going to try and create my very first Slap House track. Let's go. So let's get started now. We're going to put 30 minutes on the clock. There you go, 30 minutes counting down as we go. The Backlight Bounce is a Slap House pack. I've never created Slap House before. There is a video down below if you want to check out the first look at the Slap House pack. But for now, why don't we go over into live loops mode. Now we're going to do this warts and all because if things crash and we have to get things back up, the clock's going to keep running. Backlight Bounce is the new pack. And I don't use live loops very much, but this is our live loops grid. And I thought what we'd start with is building up a live loops performance here because I just don't use this very much. So I'm going to try my hand at this. Now, the first thing we need to do is we need to go to our settings here, and I'm going to actually change our tempo because sometimes you need to just adjust things a bit. I'm going to go 114 because I don't know why. That's just what I'm going with. It's 4/4 time. We'll leave the key signature in G minor on this one because that's probably what this live loops grid is actually defaulting to. And we're going to record, and I'm just going to try and lay down as many tracks as I want here. The other thing I need to check is, are we in automatic mode? I think live loops is automatic by default. I'll explain all of this later. Don't worry. If you're new to this, yeah, strap in. It's going to be an interesting ride. So let's hit record here, and I'm going to tap on some of these buttons down here. I'm going to lay down the grid to start with and get ourselves a bit of a slap house song going on here. Let's hit record. We're going to let that run all the way through one, and then we're going to let it go again. And then we're going to bring it over. I'm going to bring it to number 3 here. I don't know why. I just feel at number 3. Let's do it. Hit it. There. Building. 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 And then we're going to go right into number 5. Right. Number 5's doing our thing. We're going to get it to go another time around here on number 5. What are we up to? About 20 bars now. I'm going to go another one. We're just going to build this up here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop back to number 2 before we hit it big down here on some of these other ones. Right? It's coming together. Don't worry. We'll get there. Now back to number 2 there. Let it build. Let it build. And then we're going to hit just random one down here. What about this one? Ready? We made a bit of a mess up there, didn't we? But that's okay, because I've never really used this before in this sort of way. Look at all this business. All right. Okay. No. This is where we're going to get lost, isn't it? Okay. Can I get rid of some of this? I kind of messed up from there, didn't I? So what if we just highlight all that, tap it, and delete it again? Can we just come back to here? So in live, I've left a loop down there. Just delete that. So here is where we were just building through to this part, right? Yeah. Maybe that's where we just end. Maybe we just make this a really short piece. So maybe, because we want to do a bit of a Backlight Bounce tribute track here. So we're going to start with this, and we're going to build up from here because clearly Pete doesn't really know what he's doing. But that's fine because we're going to learn together. So now I'm going to use some of our other Backlight Bounce sounds in here. I've also got a microphone, so look out. We're going to be recording some vocals as well. But now that we know we're in G minor, why don't we grab some of the other Backlight Bounce stuff we have here. So we're going to tap here. We're going to go more sounds under keyboards. We're going to go to our Alchemy synth. And actually, you know what we need to do? Recently downloaded, because we need to just go to our Backlight Bounce track here. There we go, Backlight Bounce. Now, what do we need here? We want to just add in some different sort of sounds here. And I like the just about brass. I've played with this before. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and work out what sort of brass part we're going to play in here with this one. So we're just going to play this along. Something like that, yeah? That's going to work well there. All right, we need to come back here. I'm going to turn this one up so we can hear what I'm playing here and go back to this because I reckon... All right, so let's hit record on this one and record it in. Ready? So I messed up, but good thing is here. We got our looping. Looping is a thing we can do. So we've played that part in there. Let's zoom in on that sucker and let's bring this back. So we've got our... And my timing wasn't great, and in fact, we only needed to go to there. So let's just do that, and then we'll just loop it out. We don't need it all the way through, but we'll loop it to at least the first 8 bars, just so that we've got something a bit original. This is the thing, when you're using loops, throw in something original here, just for some difference. And if we play this... So the timing's a bit off there, so let's use our quantization because we're short on time. Again, we've only got 23 minutes left. I know, time flies when you're having fun. So we'll just put it 1, 2, 3, bum, 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 bum. I reckon we can do 16th note quantization. Let's take a listen. That didn't seem to really work so well, but because we didn't actually loop it at the right point, didn't we? But it's going to work. We're going to put it underneath there. Now let's just bring in some sort of insane lead here. So let's go in here to the backlight bounce. What sort of lead sounds have we got? We've got like this high-rise pluck. That one's already in there, isn't it? That one's already in there in one of the loops. So we need something. What about a majestic rise pad? Yeah, let's add a pad underneath this start point here. And in fact, we'll add this from here. Because we want to build this out, we'll add this from this 9th bar here. And what is this going to sound like? Yeah. All right, so we'll make this a little bit of a lead in here to come in here. So we'll go back to bar 9 and we'll hit the thing. So we want this to come in here with like a... All right, something like that. So we're just going to... And then we'll just rise up there. Because the cool thing about the Alchemy synth is you can move up a key like that, right? And you can create some cool tones and do some cool things. So we're going to hit the record button here. And we're going to start here on the G. Ready? 1. All right, I got the premise of that was good, but the execution was poor. We need to go higher on the keys, don't we? Ready? All right, it was nearly there, but we just needed to try it one more time. Ready? Not quite. One more time. All right, that was terrible, but we're going to leave it there because we're short on time. So we'll just sort of put these down a little bit so that they come in here with the mix. So we're like, there's where we go. It's unique. I'm going to give it unique. All right, let's add some more beats in here. So it's pretty cool what we've got going on there, but I kind of want a bit of a loop going on through all of this track. So we're going to hit the loop button here. I'm going to tap here, and we're going to filter this out with just the Apple loops that we want. So we're going to hit the X there. We're going to filter by sound packs. So, oh, we've already got the backlight bounce. That's cool. The backlight bounce is already filtered. So we've already got just the backlight bounce here. So we want something that's like the a bit of a kick drum here. So in fact, we can search, can't we? We can search just with kick. Don't put 2 Ks in front of your kick, people. Kick. There we go. And hit enter. All right, so now, yeah, let's just put this dark secret kick right throughout everything, right? So it's going to have a bit of a dark secrets kick sitting underneath, so we can go. Right, the kick's going to be there the whole way through. And we've added some interesting stuff there, so we've got... Right. Okay, let's go back to our loops. What else have we got in here? We don't need any more kicks, so we'll X out of that one. No more kicks. Any of these going to be fun? Yeah, I like the aggressive step synth bass. I don't know where it's going to come in. Maybe somewhere down here, like where we're in this second part. Yeah, the second half of this. Remember how we did this and it was all the same? So now we're going to bring the aggressive synth bass in for the second half of this bit here. Right there. So let's just take a listen to this transition. It kind of fits in. Not super well, but I still kind of like it. It creates some sort of anonymous kind of feel there. So anonymous? Ominous. Anonymous. So we're going to leave that in there. What other loops have we got in here that are cool that we can play with? Anything else melodic? What about a synth lead? That one's already in there, right? What else we got? What else you got here? That's fun. Oh yeah, let's go with the chime. Let's bring this in. Where's this going to fit? Is this going to fit down here after we do that one? If we come into this last piece, let's see if this works with everything else we got going on. Kind of does. All right, so let's see what else we need with this. We're going to play it through here, and I'm going to just sort of listen, and you can listen too. We've got 17 and a half minutes, by the way. We're not even halfway through. So you listen, I'll listen, and we'll see where this goes. So we're going to listen to this track through and see, does it need to go faster, slower? Do we need to change the key? Maybe. Let's find out. Let's play this through, and I'll just sort of work through some ideas. Alright, this kick needs to come in a bit later, doesn't it? It needs to come in from there. Nice. That weird little synth sound, but nice build. Backlight Bounce in the house, making you feel like you never felt before. It's the Backlight Bounce. It's in the house. It's gonna make you feel like you never felt before. It's the slap house feel of the Backlight Bounce. Slap house feel of that Backlight Bounce. Right? All right, so what I want is just there, I want everything to cut except a couple of things. So this is a cool thing. We can just work through this. So what do we want there? We want maybe to just remove this. So for that last bar, let's just go like super minimal here, and we'll remove a bunch of stuff, and then we'll add back in and see what we need. And this is a fun little technique. So let's just go here, and we'll go. All right, I kind of like that, but we need some sort of sweep in there, right? In this little section between 27 and 28, we need some effects. So that's where we can come back to our loops, right? Where do we want? We want some sweeps or some... Maybe we put that in. Maybe we put that sort of glitch effects in there, right? So the glitch effects can come in here, in between there. And again, all we need to do is drag that back. Oh, we need to unloop it, don't we? Or do we just need to trim it? Trim it. Boom. And let's take a listen to this transition. This is cool. Ready? Yeah? So we can do with loops. Like, people diss loops all the time, but I kind of dig loops, just quietly. And I'm going to put a topper over the top of that as well, because that's what toppers do. They go on top of things. So we'll do this again. We'll go back to trim mode, and we'll trim that down there. Oh, we've still got loop mode on. There we go. Loop off. Boop, all the way back. There we go. So now it's just going to do this. All right, we need one more thing in there. We need some sort of sweep. So I wonder if we search sweep, is there going to be anything in here? Sweep. And hit enter. Here we go. Oh, it's a long one. That's epic. All right, we'll put that in here. That can go underneath. Sorry, I'm getting all choked up here about this, about my first Slap House track. Oh, I'd like to thank the Academy. All right, let's bring that there. So now this is going to start building from before we even get to that little breakdown bit. So play it. Building. Ready? I don't hate it. There you go. All right, so let's record some vocals, shall we? All right, how do we record vocals? Well, we've got to add a vocal track, don't we? So we've got to go plus here. 13 minutes 45, by the way, for those counting along at home. 13 minutes 45 to go. So we're going to come in here to our vocals, and we're going to go more sounds. We're going to go to vocals, and let's go a lead vocal, because we'll want some delay and things on here. Now, just make sure. Yep, that's working. That's working a treat. We'll turn our monitoring on. Hello, 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 hello. We'll turn it up because we're using a dynamic mic here, so we need a little bit more. Oh, 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 backlight bounce. All right, so we'll record this in. I'm going to totally ad-lib this because I'm just going to call, this is my Backlight Bounce track about Slap House. And we've lost it. So I knew this would happen. I did warn you at the start that we'd probably lose the mirroring of the screen at some point. But the 30 minutes doesn't wait for anyone. So we have to redo it and just hope for the best and cross our fingers that it's going to come back. Here it is. It's back. We're going to plug back in. I'm surprised it took 27 minutes to actually fail for the first time. It was when I plugged the mic in, wasn't it? Yep. Turn on your monitoring. Hey-oh. Dale. All right, let's hit record and just do some ad-lib vocals over the top of our very first Slap House track. Let's do it. All right, I'm just over on this vocal mic over here. I'll turn the vocal up there so you can hear me, because this is our lead in. And we're going to hit it pretty soon. Ready? 2, 3, 4. Backlight bounce. Backlight bounce. Pick it back, light bounce. Backlight bounce. This is my very first Slap House track. I didn't know about Slap House till yesterday. This is my very first track with this pack. It's in GarageBand, so you better shout hooray! 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 Backlight bounce. Backlight bounce. Pick it back. Light bounce. Backlight bounce. Yeah! What do you think? If you're taking your music too seriously, or if you know anyone that's taking their music too seriously, please send them, share this video to them, because this is what music is all about. This is why I love GarageBand. This is why I love experimentation, because you just never know what you're going to do. It's not always going to be good. It's not always going to be pretty, but it's always going to be fun. So let's play this back here now. All right, I'm just over on this vocal mic over here. Okay, well, we can cut all that, right? So we'll get rid of all of that. So that's where our vocals actually kick in there. And let's just take a listen to them isolated here, because we need to backlight bounce. Backlight bounce. Pick it back. Light bounce. Backlight bounce. This is my very first Slap House track. All right, so what we need to do is the backlight bounce bits need to be split out. So we're going to split out this vocal, and we're going to create a new second vocal. So we'll duplicate that out. We'll bring this one down, And this is going to be the bits where we do the backlight bounce, because we need different effects on each, right? And we've got to be quick with this because we've got very little time. So we don't need any enhanced tuning on there, but I'm going to come in here, we're going to turn off the effect EQ, and I'm going to add in a track delay. Just using the standard track echo function here. And we're going to make this a bat, 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 bat. We're going to make it super wet. Well, you can already hear it. You know why? Because I've still got the monitoring on the microphone. Microphone. Turn it off. All right. So now we'll play around with this because it's going to do this. Backlight bounce, bounce, backlight bounce, bounce. That's too much, right? So that's too much, but you get the gist. You get what I'm going for here. So we'll just put the wetness down. We'll make it less moist. I apologize if you don't like that word. Backlight bounce, backlight bounce. And we need a lot more reverb too. So we need to drench this in a bit more reverb, like so. And we need a little bit more compression. So we need to drive the compression up a bit, like so. And then what do we got here? We got something like this. Backlight bounce, backlight bounce, backlight bounce, backlight bounce. This is my very first slap house track. Okay, and then this one needs to have the enhanced tuning, right? So we need to go to our enhanced tuning, and we need to come up here, and we need to turn on some pitch control. So we need to have a little bit of auto-tune. This could be the first track I ever make with auto-tune. This is my very first slap house track. I didn't know about slap house till yesterday. Bit of drive. This is my very first track with this pack. It's in GarageBand, so you better shout hooray. All right, we need the hoorays to be in a different track too, so we can add some different effects, right? So we'll come here, we'll split that. In fact, the hoorays can go back to the original track because we just want them to have that that delay on them, right? So boom. Shout hooray, hooray, hooray. We need this to go up. Hooray. Backlight bounce, backlight bounce, backlight bounce, backlight bounce, yeah. Oh, I like the yeah at the end that it does that, and then it just goes into that last little bit. And it's going to end abruptly, as we know, but I think this could be cool. So let's just come back to the start. We'll play this out, and we'll build it up. What haven't we used here? We've used the live loops grid. We've used the loops. We've used the Alchemy synth. We haven't used the drummer. We'll throw some beat sequence. We've got 7.5 minutes here. That's plenty of time. So we'll play this through, and then I'll see what we need to add in terms of some additional drums. Yeah. Build that sucker up. Ready? Backlight bounce. Backlight bounce. Backlight bounce. Backlight bounce. This is my very first slap house track. I didn't know about slap house till yesterday. This is my very first track with this pack. It's in GarageBand, so you better shout hooray, 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 hooray. I think we need to come back in. Bounce, backlight bounce, slap at the end. Bounce, ready? Backlight bounce, yeah. We can hit the record button here and record in just at the end here just to see it. And it just ends. I like that it just ends. And we'll just put this kick and it'll just let it echo out and just go, oh, it's done. So what did I do there at that end bit? I wasn't monitoring, was I? Slap house, slap house. Slap house, slap house. In the house. That's a bit too abrupt. What if we just end it there where it's like in the house and it just sort of like echoes out there? What about that? What do you reckon? House, slap, house. In the house. Something's still going. Oh, all this stuff is still going. So we need to bring all this back. That's right, because that went just past, didn't it? Because I made that mistake. All right, back it up, back it up, back it up. Oh, there, and then there. All right, let's do a. We got 5 minutes left, by the way. That was 25 minutes of Slap House, my very first Slap House track, as you heard. And we need to bring that one back too. Let's play this through, and I'll do a little bit of on the fly mixing here. And we can't change we can't change the tempo or the key signature now because I've recorded vocals in there. But that's okay. We'll hit play here, and I'll just be tweaking the knobs and making sure this all sits nicely in the mix. Let's do it. Backlight bounce, backlight bounce, backlight bounce, backlight bounce. This is my very first Slap House track. I didn't know about Slap House till yesterday. This is my very first track with this pack. It's in GarageBand, so you better shout hooray, hooray, hooray. Hooray! Backlight bounce, backlight bounce, pick it, backlight bounce, backlight bounce, yeah! Slap house, in the house. What am I doing on the mic at the end there? Oh, but that's okay. We can fix that. We can fix it. We can do that. And here's the thing. When you got something like that, you don't want it to just repeat again. This is probably the first actual GarageBand tip of the whole video. You can tap here, and where it's got 38 bars, you can take that off automatic, and let's just make it like 46 bars. So that we can go to there. There we go. Let's just listen to the end of that again because we've got 2 minutes 51 left and I want to play the final mixed down version within the 30 minutes so I don't cheat. So here's the end of it. Slap house, in the house. I don't hate it. All right, so that was 30 minutes with the Slap House track. You can see here we've got 2 minutes 32 left, which is just enough time to play the full version again. So I'm going to turn down my mic, sit back and enjoy my song, which is going to be called, I don't know, Bicky, Slap House. I don't know. You help me name it. Leave a comment down below. Tell me what this track needs to be called. That's your job. Listen to this track. Give it a name down below. And you know what? If enough people say, release this, I'm going to release this under Righty Dokie as a single using DistroKid. All right, we've got 2 minutes left. We better play it. Let's go. Slap House. Do it. Backlight bounce, backlight bounce, backlight bounce. This is my very first Slap House track. I didn't know about Slap House till yesterday. This is my very first track with this pack. It's in GarageBand, so you better shout hooray, 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 hooray. Backlight bounce, backlight bounce, pick it, backlight bounce. There you go, including the request from my daughter to download an app. We are 30 seconds to go. What do you think? Once again, if you dig this, if you found this fun, give it a like. Subscribe to the channel if you are not already subscribed. Do I release this? You know what? If enough people dare me and double dare me to release this, I'm going to just release this track. I'm going to export it. I'm going to master it, and I'm going to release it as it is. It's about a 2-minute track. I have my other band name called Righty Dokie that I use on DistroKid, so maybe I'll just go ahead and do exactly that. Slap House, Backlight Bounce Pack. It's pretty darn cool. We got 1 second left, so see you later. I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.